Do you like women's sports? Sports across the gender spectrum? How about you're sick of men's sports? Well, that's what we're here to talk about.
On this show, we work to level the sports coverage across the gender spectrum. Welcome to Balance Sports.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Jewelz.
Let's get into it.
Welcome back. Episode 2 of the week.
Oh my goodness, 2 of the week.
Look at us. Don't get attached to it. We're going to see if it works.
Come on, schedule.
So how you been?
I've written another article that felt really good. I'm a geek. What can I say?
I would also like to shout out, because you do have another world, and that is softball. And so Texas I almost said Texas volleyball.
That'll be coming to the national championships near you in the fall. Okay, we're talking about summer sports. I'm just really happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy as an alumni.
I'm happy for you.
How's Old Dominion doing?
You ain't got to bring up what? And I don't follow them, but I hope they're doing very well. Go Monarchs. Around the league, shall we jump into it with some scores? Okay, so Tuesday night, we had the Minnesota Lynx playing the Liberty, and Minnesota lost 69-88. Atlanta Dream losing to the Seattle Storm 72-60. Wednesday's games, we had Indiana versus Connecticut. Connecticut won 88-69. And we had the Washington Mystics versus the Chicago Sky. Washington won 84-82.
Ariel Atkins bald.
Are you surprised by any of these scores? Maybe not the scores themselves, but the outcomes.
I'm just going to stop doubting the Washington Mystics without Elena Delle Donne, period. They know, I think, at this point that Elena Delle Donne is just going to be in and out. She only played 7 minutes in this game, and we weren't able to watch because we were doing other things. Yeah. But I'm saying that I don't know why she only played 7 minutes. She started this game, and then they ended up pulling it out. I'm saying all this. That team is good. They're deep. Ariel Atkins, I think, is like making the next step, and that's weird to say because she was an Olympian, but I feel like she is just like, yeah, I'm not going to be like the second or third player now. Like if Elena's out, I'm the hooper tonight. Right, I'm going to score. Emma Meesman was playing her old team. That was really interesting. I wouldn't say I'm surprised by that score. I just like those two teams, and that was a fun game to me. Yeah. Really close.
I caught a little bit of it in the rewatch on the League Pass. So I just threw it on and watched the first quarter, maybe a little bit of the second quarter. Yeah, I'm not surprised by the score. I would have picked Chicago to win, but it was a good game. Very close. So,
and then the other one in New York, Sabrina is really balling right now. Although I feel like their season's been a little tumultuous. They've had some injuries and just have dealt with, I feel like, some crappy starts. I'll say a crappy start to the season. Sabrina's been hooping.
Yeah, I mean that's what she does. That's what she's been doing for a while. In her college year. So I'm glad to see them get a win. They're 4-8 right now.
But she's really scoring. she's picked her numbers right up.
Would you say that she will make the All-Star team?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always weird to me though when you have not weird. I think people just put a lot of emphasis, rightfully so, on record. And so a lot of times, you can be like the best player in the league, but if your team's trash, it's hard to justify those things. Sabrina should be the All-Star from that team. Mm-hmm. She should make the All-Star game. And
would you vote her as an All-Star?
Okay, I actually haven't gone on the All-Star thing. I've seen that you've done it yet. How many guards do you get a chance to?
So let's see. It says front court and then 4 guards. I mean, it's more than a team. Yeah, that's how it looks.
I like those selections. You want to share?
Yeah, I'll share. Okay, so I have in the front court, Nneka, Sylvia Fowles. I have...
Ooh. Okay.
Stay over there. I have Asia Wilson, Candace Parker, Elena Delle Donne, my guard.
I can't argue. I'm not arguing. I'm arguing one.
Okay, my guards are Kelsey Plum, Jewel Lloyd, Diana Taurasi, Jackie Young. So that would be my All-Stars.
Okay.
So I'm also going to say this is day one before I was like, is this all I get? As a fan, you get to vote as many times as you want.
You thought this could have been your one time.
This is my one time.
I love that thought.
This was I only have one time to do this. Here's who I actually think. And so this is also the numbers that were day 2 of voting. So you get to vote all the way until the 20th. So, I mean, the numbers can change and look very different. But that was me. You should go.
WNBA?
It takes you there. It looks just like this.
Start your voting now.
And then you go.
Over.
You get 6 front court Peoples, and then you get 4 guards. Yeah, it hurts, right?
Oh my gosh. I'm having to really...
I think there are a lot of players who are going to be an all-star. I think the people that I selected, the numbers support that at the time of selection.
You know, I cannot leave Ariel Atkins off this team. It seems like they have them listed in order of their points per game, which I'm like, that's not the only statistic that matters.
It's not, but it is one that helps
a huge one.
Win games.
Wow. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I would be standing Skylar Diggins-Smith like this, I think I would have words. I picked my front court. Nope. I picked my guards. I'll never understand that one. How could you not have her on there?
You seem to be making faces about my Big Sil being on the list.
I didn't. And looking at this, I did not realize her numbers were what they were.
Oh,
Sil deserves to eat. I have Stewie, NECA, Asia, Big Sil, Candace, Elena.
Love it.
No crumbs.
Yeah.
You can't really argue.
No.
The only person I would actually argue on this list is Elena.
Agreed.
Just because she's been in and out.
Yeah.
But her numbers are still great. It's not that she's not deserving. That would be the only one that I'd personally argue. Guards. Asia, Jackie, Skylar, Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins on that list, you know, it kind of ranks them where they want you to be.
Yeah.
I had to go down and find Ariel Atkins, but she wasn't that far down. She was in the top 10 or 8. She was right there. Right there. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like how we're voting for this. Is there not more players than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Don't like 12 make a thing? Why don't I get 2 more picks? Why don't I get a wild card?
Take that up with the organization.
You're right.
If you go
Kathy?
and you skipped right past hometown hero Jewel Lloyd, explain why.
Because I had the other 3 and I wanted Ariel Atkins.
People really do just be picking their favorite team. Like there was a team that had like, this isn't a knock to Chicago, but it had like all Chicago people and like 2 other people. And I was just like, you're just voting based on these are your favorite players. And that's fine, I guess.
You know who else I thought about putting on there is Ryan Howard.
A lot of people did put Ryan Howard on there. I think if we were just going off of the first month, yeah. But as you're scrolling down, she was below Sabrina. She was below, like there are other people. Rookie of the year? Absolutely.
We should come back and do another one where it's like no statistics are involved. It's just the players we would like to see in an all-star game.
I love that. Yeah.
Like truly, if we did it this way, Cam Beige would be in that roster for me.
Absolutely.
For the chaos of it all. You got to have all-star weekend. You can't tell me Cam Beige wouldn't make that more entertaining. Speaking of Cam Beige and Los Angeles, there were some changes made.
There were some coaching changes made around the league.
Multiple. So let's start in Los Angeles, where this week they announced they will be parting ways with one of Shaq's favorite players, Derek Fisher.
Yeah, how about that?
How about it? What are your thoughts on why you would make a coaching change mid-season as opposed to doing it 11 games ago before the season started or simply waiting until the end of the year?
I fully support making that change prior to the season starting. At the same time, I don't think if it's going very poorly and you can stop it, and you feel like making the coaching change is what's going to stop this downward spiral, then yeah, obviously make that change. I am more supportive of Derek Fisher losing his job midseason. That sounds weird. Than of Marianne, because I feel like they knew that wasn't going to work.
Fact.
But was like, oh, let's just try it out for 7 or 8 games, and it was like, no, like either you commit to this coach and fully support them, or you find somebody else who you believe in. Like, I think she wasn't really set up to have success. And whereas Derek Fisher has been there for 4 years and
had a lot of input on making that team.
So them choosing to, go a different direction mid-season makes a little bit more sense. What about you? What are your thoughts?
I agree. I honestly echo everything you just said. I think Marianne Stanley from the jump, I'm not going to say wasn't given a fair shake, but it just always felt like there was like a not seeing eye to eye between maybe her and some of the GMs, like under an old GM, and then they got a new one. Maybe they didn't see eye to eye. Derek Fisher has been there for a year. He's had a lot of room to say, this is the roster I like. This is the team I want to build. Someone shared a tweet the other day that said, in games where Kennedy Carter has averaged 19 minutes plus, they were like 5-0. In games that she has averaged less than 19 minutes, they're 1-5. I'm not out here screaming that Kennedy Carter is like the best player in the league or
what the numbers show.
But what the numbers show, and that's just where I think if I had to guess what was happening in LA, it's just kind of like, what are you doing? There was a game that they were
Are
down.
you trying to field the best team or not?
Are you trying to lose? There was a game that they were down 3 and he ran an alley-oop at the buzzer. Mama, how? The math is not mathing for me. Make that shot, and what are you doing? Still fucking losing that game. It don't make sense.
Yeah.
So me don't know.
Yeah.
I think his time was coming.
Yeah. He said in his thank you post that he would be looking for opportunities in the NBA.
I read somebody said, not Derek Fisher failing up. Good luck, Derek. What's the opposite of an apologist? Like I'm an apologist for someone? A hater. I'm a Derek Fisher hater, mama. There's been a lot of things. I will never forget sitting Candace Parker in the playoffs. Truly, when that happened, I was like, this person shouldn't be coaching. Like I was ready to fight and ride it on.
There were comments under his thank you that was like, you did Candace wrong, bye. And it was like, yeah, people still bitter. Shall we move on to Storm news?
Oh, to stews. Okay, we just came off a victory.
Yay, back in the win column.
Versus Atlanta. So Seattle right now is 6 wins, 5 losses. They're about to go on a nice little road trip. We'll be zooming.
We went to the Storm Atlanta game, got to see Ryan Howard up close and personal. What were your thoughts on the number 1 pick?
I forgot she was a rookie. Did you feel that way?
No, I didn't. Because watching her, they showed her. Okay, she had 11 points. Like she wasn't going off. I think if she was able to still get to her spots and go off, it would have been like, oh man. But it wasn't that way for me.
My take on it was Gabby Williams is a great defender.
Yes, she is.
Gabby Williams did not allow her to get to those spots.
That is accurate.
And I actually was like, she still got there. She just was so bothered that she didn't knock down some shots that she makes in other games. I just thought like the ease to which she played to me looked incredible. Like she doesn't look like a rookie who's
figuring
she
it out.
never looked rushed. She never looked like it was like, oh gosh, what should I do? Should I take this shot? It was like if the buzzer was going down, they were looking for Ryan Howard. If they needed a shot right before the buzzer, they were looking for her. I feel like she oozes confidence and like comfortability out there. I freaking loved watching her play. Joel Lloyd said after the game, the league is in good hands in terms of Ryan Howard.
Joel Lloyd did say that. And I wasn't a big fan of that, only because like Ezzy was right there. And I feel like Ezzy could be, do I want to throw her up there and say, an LJ in the future? Like, why not? A Lauren Jackson in the future.
LeBron James is who everyone thought.
Yeah, I think Stewie is still very much the best player.
The league's currently in her hands.
You know what I mean? I don't know. The idea that Ryan is handing it off to Ryan is next. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of that. It was cute. I think it was nice. Like if I was Ryan and Jewel always said that to me, I'd be like, oh my God, like, yeah, I'm gonna write that down in my journal. But as far as like passing it over to her, not yet. I think we have Kelsey Plum. I think we have other people.
I mean, she is the rookie, so like technically speaking, she is the next generation. I get what you're saying though, in a sense of like as a competitor, I don't think I would be like necessarily giving such praise to someone I'm going to be seeing for quite a while. I'd be like, she's going to be great and have a great career in this league, and end it there. Maybe just not be like the league is good in good hands because she's a superstar and I love her.
Yeah, I think
that's not how she made it sound.
Wasn't. I think I would have told her that on the court and never told everybody else that. You know?
That's a good way to put that. I love watching Ari McDonald play for the first time.
Yeah, she was very entertaining, and I liked watching her in Arizona, so it was cool to see her up close, and she was a very entertaining and spunky player. How did you think the Storm did in the game?
They did good. A win's a win. I feel like I'm just trying to figure out this team. Like even looking at the stats, I'm just like, well, what does this mean? Like our defense is consistently good in a lot of categories. Blocking, we're number 1. Rebounding, we're like second or third to last. So that's not a great one. Defensive efficiency, we're top 2. Okay. Our offense, one game we'll score 92. Then we score in the 60s. Then we hold it like, The offense is just all over the place. In fact, I thought the most concerning thing about that last game, the number one thing was that we won. Concerning to me is that outside of Jewel, Stewie, and Ezzy, 15 total points were scored. And then looking at some other statistics, didn't you love?
It's so good.
And it's just, I write really big. Sometimes I'll do some cursives. Stewie and Ezzy combined for 31 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 blocks. They scored 31 and the rest of the team scored 41. And really, Joel Lloyd scored 26.
Yeah.
And the rest of the team scored
15.
They won, and that's what's important here. Like, they'll figure the rest of it out, but me can't figure it out. I'm just not sure. Like, it was a good game. Gabby Williams has one of the best plus minuses on this team by far. So you cannot underscore that, like, when she's in, they're doing positive things. She's just not giving you scoring. Like, yes, she is shutting down some people, but I think their offense is becoming a lot more predictable because her defender can, like, lag off of her right now. And I'm just excited and hopeful that she can start knocking down more shots because she's really not even taking that many. Read me.
I'm not going to read you. I just think, well, that's her job. Like, she's doing her job really well.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm not arguing.
And I'm like, well, she's is an incredible defender, and to shut down their all-star player, that's her job, and she did it really well the whole time she was on the court. And now we're saying, okay, but also be amazing on offense as well. I don't know. Like, what did Jewel Lloyd do defensively that was so incredible? No, she didn't. She did her job offensively. Like, that's what we needed her to do, and so she did that. I think you bring the strengths of the team together to get the win, and they did. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I totally agree, and I think where I differ here is I'm not like, I don't think I'm like, Gabby Williams, become an offensive player that you're not. I'm not even questioning the structure. It's just like when those players are on the court right now, your offense is getting a little one-dimensional. It's like pretty much Stewie and Jewel, and I'm not saying like Gabby Williams needs to change her whole thing, but like they do need more offense.
She needs to be an offensive.
It's not just her. I'm saying like something with the lineup. I don't even think I don't need to see Gabby Williams shooting more threes or. She's getting so many blocks. So I'm like, would that translate better? We need to get her more touches in fast break to maybe get some like layup potential. She's so freaking athletic. She will go up and damn near slap the backboard on a layup.
What's concerning for me is the production from everyone else, the bench mainly. Like Talbot, Epiphany, like I think these players, Brand January, like Mercedes, like all of them are ones that they all know this. They saw the shots not fall. They need to be giving more, and I think that they will. The shots will fall, and we'll get more wins, and it'll be more. Will be more of an offensive threat if the bench is more productive. But I wouldn't ask that much more of like a Gabby Williams.
I thought it was really telling what Coach Quinn said, that we are a team that has been together for a long time, so teams know how to scout us now. We're not, and this was really, I thought, interesting because they chose not to go after certain players in free agency, or they chose not to get rookies. But she was like, we're not a team that's blowing past you, and we're not a team that's going to beat you with speed. Y'all knew that going into this season. And right. I'm not saying this like a knock, but that's where I'm just like, I think it is really helpful to have like some younger or more like rookie players. And I really, really like, I'm going to list both of them here, not to like drag them, but as an example, I really like Epiphany Prince. Mm-hmm. I really like Brian January as backup players on this team. If you have a rookie, like you have a potential of that, and they're just not that at this point in their career. Mm-hmm. There's no tea, no shade. I'm again not saying don't change your game. But if you have like a rookie, we both said watching Ari McDonald, in fact, I was like, I think that she could come in and be helpful here because she would be such an interesting, different look. You don't have someone that's doing that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are just
5 away games for Seattle.
I'm going to say they split with Dallas. I'm going to say they beat Connecticut. They were like, we are excited to get back to Connecticut. We love playing the teams right after they beat us. We love when we get to play them again soon. So that just happened with Dallas and Connecticut.
A little chip on the shoulder.
Little chip, Henny. 1-1. I'm going to say split with Dallas.
Okay.
And then they go to Minnesota. That's a victory, mama. And if it ain't, I got more questions on the next episode. Connecticut, I'm going to say they're going to win. New York, I'm going to say they're win. I'm going to say they're going to go 4-1 the next 5 games, apparently, is what I'm going to say.
That is what you're saying.
Oh, woo.
That's great.
That's great.
No, that's great. I want to support that.
That would make us 10-6.
I would love for us to be that team. So yeah. The only one that I'm like,
Connecticut.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm
Same.
like, ooh,
I
don't think we're going to win that one.
I chose happiness on that one.
We have a interview segment that we're going to show y'all, and then we're just going to talk about what we thought about the interview.
Show y'all.
I got the opportunity to speak with Seattle Storm center Ezi Megbagor. We talked about building confidence, coming out of your shell, and personal finances. Check it out.
A lot of the time we tend to forget, like, we have done this for so long and we do this every day, so just like getting those reps up kind of just give me that confidence in games, or should give me that confidence in games. I think I just have to remind myself that, you know, you've done this before, you're not new to this, you know, so I guess that's what I'm doing kind of to help myself out. I think when I'm with like close family and friends, I'm obviously loud and everything, but yeah, I'm not the most like outgoing person, but like I'm okay with that. I think I've definitely had to learn how to come out of my shell on the court and just be loud, especially like defensively, so I guess that's one way that there may be a misconception, because I'm trying to be loud on the court. With us, we have like a great team, so I actually want to hang out with people and want to be around people, and when we are in group settings, I think like the energy is always positive, so it's never draining or anything. Maybe a pair of earrings I bought, like I'm used to buying like, you know, those cheap earrings, but I bought my first pair of, I guess, like goldish earrings, but I actually ended up losing them like before I came back here this year, so but that was probably like the biggest purchase I made. My agent helps me out a lot with that, and he's associated with a financial advising firm back in Australia, so I definitely think I had to learn a lot because I didn't have like a lot of any idea really on how to deal with finances, so I think that's definitely helped. And then just being able to learn myself over the years, so then I'm not always relying on someone to, you know, look after my finances.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So that was my interview with Ezi. That was after a practice. I got the opportunity to speak with her, and it was really cool. She also complimented my questions, which I really liked.
I was just going to say, I really like your questions. What were your motivations for asking financial questions?
So the WNBA has been pushing a lot of like crypto stuff. I don't know nothing about crypto, but I do know about regular bank stuff.
My money comes in paper form. What about yours?
Regular money. Yeah, I thought that'd just be kind of interesting. I think most people think professional athletes like, oh, you out here balling. And so it was a little bit of that, of wondering like, what did you buy first? Did you buy a car? Did you, you know, a sensible Corolla, if you will? You know what I mean? Like, what did you do with your money? So that was kind of my motivation before that, for the financial questions. And then she is perceived as shy. I didn't know if she's like, no, I'm really not. Like, so I was just trying to get to know her. No, she's shy. So that was kind of the motivations behind those. And it was very fun to talk with her. I recently watched an interview, which I will link below, of Ezi interviewing Lauren Jackson. And it is so cute. So the audio is a little rough. It's like, it's alive. And Lauren Jackson
nervous, kind of?
She's so nervous.
Oh,
she has
cool.
braces. It's so yes, it is.
How young is Ezi?
It's her first year. So her first year, she the bubble.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she was. It was just really cool to see her like excited to speak with Lauren. So anyway, you should definitely go watch it. It's a really fun interview.
I like that. I wanted to ask you. I watched. For the first time, I did not go to the game in person, but got to watch it on like our local network. I stayed in Tacoma. And so getting to watch their home broadcast, I didn't know if you were aware or if this helped influence your decision making, but one of the commercials they do is like Ezi talking about finances. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I was like, they should just air Jewelz' video. I thought like, I was just, this is so cool to me. And it was like some kind of bank sponsor. And she was like, if you don't know how to invest your money or what to do with your money, and it is very scripted, but she also, it seemed like just got to talk about a little bit of it. So I thought that honestly, your interview would go great with her commercials. And that's, if y'all want to call and pay for some of that footage, this is the one.
We're moving on to Pick'em. So we have lots of games to pick this weekend. We'll start with Friday, June 10th. We have Chicago Sky versus the Connecticut Sun.
Why did we have to start out for this one?
You want to work from the bottom?
It's hard as hell. My gosh. Where's this game happening? In good old Uncasville. You love to see it. I'm going to go with Connecticut here because they're at home and Chicago is there. And you have to travel to Uncasville, and because that's where they play. And what else are they doing when they're in Uncasville? I have questions, but I'm going to go with Chicago. Nope, I'm going with Connecticut.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of the similar things, so I'm going to not say the same thing, and I'm going to say Chicago Sky because I believe in Candace Parker and you don't. So
those words were not out of
your
my
words to God's ears. Next, we have the New York Liberty versus the Indiana Fever, and we are playing in Indy. Ooh, a tough one.
New York just won a game.
I'm going to say Indy.
I'm going to go with New York. Only because what you just said before.
Okay.
Where we should mix it up a little.
Evening it out. Seattle Storm versus the Dallas Wings. As discussed earlier, this is in Dallas. 1, 2, 3. Storm.
Dallas.
Okay. Wow.
I think they get the first one, and I think we get the second one.
I'm really disappointed in you. Mystics versus the Lynx, also on Friday night.
1, 2, 3 Mystics. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Mystics. Because the Lynx are who we know them to be. The last Friday game, we have Atlanta versus Mercury. 1, 2, 3.
Mercury.
Dream. The lone Saturday game, the Las Vegas Aces versus the Los Angeles Sparks.
The Los Angeles Sparks.
1, 2, 3. Aces. Yeah, we don't need to split or talk too much on that one, do we?
No.
Sunday game, we have 4 games. Chicago Sky and New York Liberty. Sky.
Okay.
Storm playing the Wings. Wings.
Storm? Oh, we flipped it and reversed it.
Yeah,
I like
you think
that.
it'll be
I like
split, but
that.
I think we're getting it first.
Okay.
Mercury versus the Mystics. Mystics. The last game of the weekend, the Indiana Fever versus the Minnesota Lynx. 1, 2, 3. Lynx. Interesting. Okay.
This is like someone has to win that game.
Someone does, and it's going to be
Big Seal.
Okay, let's end today's episode with a Fight Me. I need to do like a sound. That would be good.
I don't know what a Fight Me sound is. Fight Me.
Can't talk right now. I'm doing bad dog shit.
Being good, I'm a bad bitch.
This week's Fight Me is best song from a sports movie.
Yes. My honorable mention is Remember the Titans. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, goodbye. I love your Matthew McConaughey.
That's why I'm thinking that. He's not in the movie.
He's not, but
why does it feel like they're pounding
he
something?
Is, well, that's from the
That's his
Dallas
movie.
That's
Okay.
him. But he is in a sports movie. He's in We Are Marshall. Another Virginia school. Come on. So anyway, my pick is Rocky. The Rocky montage. Is it Journey? Yeah, like that. I feel like that works in real life. I have put that on a playlist, especially when I've been training. I can put that song relative to what I'm doing as long as I'm doing something hard. I could put that song on and be like, I'm cleaning, and I'm cleaning the fuck out of this space because Rocky is pushing me to do that. I'm punching meat.
My honorable mention is Eye of the Tiger. I grew up and my mascot in high school was a tiger. It's the Eye of the Tiger. It's the thrill of the fight.
I think that's the same song.
Is that how does yours turn into that?
Yeah, I think it's the same song. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we just didn't do the name of it. I just go to the Rocky song.
No, it's not.
It
that song does
is.
not transform into Eye of the Tiger, does it?
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Dun, dun, dun. That song in my mind just plays out the rest of that. My number one sports song, Space Jam. Everybody get up. It's time to slam now. That song, I will break your ankles if you hand me a basketball and that song comes on. I turn into a Looney Tune. I love that movie. I thought of it that way. I thought about like, what are some of my favorite sports movies? And I wrote down like 5, and then Space Jam's on that list. And I thought this song, it is the Space Jam song. I'm sorry. I know it's kind of corny, but that song goes. It's like an old Will Smith rap song. You remember how those were just like, yes,
So
it's the
this
time.
is a story. Yeah, it feels very that.
Fight me.
Okay, I kind of do. I kind of feel like that should be more specifically basketball. Like, what's the best basketball? No. What's the best basketball song? Like, that to me wins like the best basketball song. I don't know. I also need to.
What
verify.
if it supersedes? What if just because it's basketball, it still supersedes? It elevates every other sport. Don't tell me this turns into it's Eye of the Tiger. Damn it! I need more rules that fight me. We'll go over the guidelines in our next video.
I think that's fair. I'm gonna say I love your choice.
However,
I think Eye of the Tiger is a better, subjectively a better overall sports song.
What about Spirit in the Sky?
Spirit in the Sky?
That song.
How does that go? Also, that was not your pick. You're supposed to be.
It was one of my three. It was my other one on the list. Spirit in the Sky. I'm pretty sure it was on, what's the movie you just referenced? Remember the Titans? Mm-hmm. You want me to play it?
This is in Remember the Titans. Yes, you are correct.
We need to start asking players their favorite songs.
Oh, yeah. That would be great for our fight meet. Oh, my God. That'd be so great. All right. That is our episode for this week. I'm Jewelz with Bound Sports.
I'm Hunter.